Hi, Dr. Alekya. Can't hear you. I think it's on mute over there, is it? Can you
It's
speak
not
up?
on mute. Can you
Now
hear me now?
yeah, it's there
Yeah,
now. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. So nice to have you with us, and we have quite a few people who've already
Yes,
joined in and are joining as well. And it's
yes,
it's an amazing topic to discuss, on the onset of summers now and winter's about to go. We thought that the best thing that we can educate our consumers was, about sun protection and sun damage. So it's fantastic to have someone like you talking with us today.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, great. So, why don't you start with a little bit about yourself, and then we can, continue with the questions that we are wanting to ask you.
Yes. Should we go ahead with the questions that are already been asked, or is there anything that you have on mind to start with, some a question or a topic
Yeah,
regarding the general topic that we're considering right now?
yeah. So we will definitely want to, talk to you more about sun damage, but I was thinking that maybe if you can also talk about, the clinic that you have and what a little bit about your background, so that the
Yes,
consumers who are
sure.
seeing you for the first time, they get to
Yes.
know you better.
Yeah. I'm I'm Dr. Alekya. To the ones who already know me, it's not new, but to the ones who are newly joining, I'm Dr. Alekya Singapore, dermatologist, and I'm from Hyderabad, and my practice is also in Hyderabad. My private practice is in Banjara Hills, and I'm also associated with Apollo. And I do both clinical and cosmetic dermatology as well, which means treating patients who have infections, diseases, psoriasis, autoimmune conditions like vitiligo, alopecia areata. That's one part. The second part is the cosmetics, where you do lasers for pigmentation, laser for hair reduction, your Botox, your fillers, your facial aesthetics, all of that. And the other one is the surgical part, the dermatosurgery part, where we actively do hair transplants too.
And that's great. That's a lot actually. So
It's
I'm
not
sure everybody
interesting.
is
It's
much
it's
excited.
something very common. It's nothing
No, I
interesting, but that's what we do.
no, it's super interesting, especially to someone like me. And I'm really amazed at the kind of work that you guys do. It's obviously a concern that most of us carry, and it helps us feel more confident within, right? So I think everybody's work is important. Okay, so quickly jumping on, the topic of lips and sun damage. I think
Yeah.
while we are all quite aware in terms of what sun damage can do to our face and our body, we rarely talk about how it really impacts our lips. So if you could just help me understand, and for the sake of our consumers to understand better, that how sun can actually damage your lips as well.
Yeah. So what happens is when you're looking at lips per se, and sun damage is two topics. Most of the time, when we talk about sun damage, the first thing that comes into your mind is sunscreen, sun protection, and that is your skin on the face, general overall face.
Right.
Are we making sure there's no tan on the forehead, there's no tan on the cheeks, and again, your hands, your legs, all of them should look equal and even toned is what
Yeah.
we look at. But no one
Yeah.
actually thinks about lips because lips जो भी है lipstick लगा लो ठीक हो जाता है वैसा कुछ भी नहीं. So
Correct.
that's not how it
Correct.
goes. And for most of us
Mm.
women who apply lipstick or who have been through this also, um, after a good amount of time, when we see the changes happening in the lips, but that's when we see after we remove our lipsticks, and
Right.
we're like, I don't think so. I want to have this, and then we just keep covering it up with more lipstick, probably a little bit of argan oil and a little bit of this oil and that oil, and then try to correct it. So first of
Correct.
all, for us to understand why we ended up in a pigmentation is important, and here comes the sun damage part, where
Hmm.
sun damage, the two hot spots for sun damage is forehead, the first one, shoulders is the second one, but again, third in the list is nothing else apart from your lips. And so we need to definitely make sure that you take sun damaged lips topic very seriously to have a good healthy lips, because the first thing that you see in a person's face among all the important features is also lips, because if they're having dry chapped black lips, you automatically just your eyes directly go that side. So sun damage
Correct.
plays a very severe role in lips health. not just only when you're exposed to like higher temperatures, like in a beach or something, even on your daily activities when you're going out. If you prevent applying any sunscreens also to your lips, or if you're not taking care of your lips, that also can affect. So yeah, so
Correct.
sun damage is a positive effect on sunlight has a positive
Right.
damaging effect on lips.
Right. So for someone like me who does not understand that what I'm suffering with right now is actually sun damage, could you explain a bit in terms of how a sunburn could probably feel and look like on the lips?
Yeah, so that's one interesting question, because we need to understand, is it something because of the sun damage, or is it something because of something internally that's happened, like your hydration or your hormones?
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's important for us to understand. And how are we going to differentiate that? Is one, a person with a sun damaged lips will have that the vermilion border is what we call the lining of the lips or the edges of the lips. They look very
Hmm.
subtly cracked, like a blurred line. Now we can see there is a sharp line demarcation for us in
Hmm.
cheilitis patients, in angular cheilitis patients, or actinic cheilitis patients. We have that blurring of the edges. That's what we see in the beginning.
Hmm.
It means that the border is disrupted. Once the border or the edges are disrupted, obviously the rest of the lips start getting affected as well. And
Hmm.
people think it's just some allergy because of some lipstick, so they try to apply something and apply an oil. It's not that. It'll be an even. It does not mean that every time it's an evenly spaced blurring. It will start with a little bit of it, but burning and itching
Hmm.
are the main symptoms you need to keep in mind. That
Right.
irritation and all that comes up. And more than
Hmm.
itching, burning is the sensation that comes with sunburn, like feeling heat, feeling
Hmm.
burning. Itching is something that
Yeah.
we related to some infection or some allergic reaction. That's one,
Okay.
checking the borderline. Second thing is your corners of your mouth.
Hmm.
Most of them come to me with broken corners. I'm sorry. Come to me with
I'm
broken
sorry.
corners. So that
Hmm.
is the other one where you can have, like, once it's spreading, the second part will be the corners of the lips that can get affected. So in general,
All
when you
right.
look, it is a cracked lip line, including the corners.
Hmm.
It's not even leaving the edges. And the third one
Hmm.
will be dry and flaky lips, not the ones that are dehydrated. Dehydrated ones look like dull lips, or either other flakes होते हैं, and then you try to
Hmm.
peel it off. But with sun
Hmm.
damage, it's a chronic thing, so you will have more
Hmm.
severe flaking, and when you try to peel it, they bleed, and you see cracks on your lips. So all those things happen like very severely, and that's when you will know that it's because of something more than just hydration. And
Got
a lot
it.
of people actually come with bleeding points in the center, in the fissures of the lower
Oh.
lip. And you see
Hmm.
the if it is sun damage, the lower part, like when you flip your lip and see the upper one and lower one, the internal
Yeah.
part is again intact and safe and neat. Only the extra, so you can see the demarcation, the damaged part and the non-damaged part.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's another sign that you know.
Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you. You described it, I think, really nicely and in a lot of detail so that people will be able to understand because a lot of it, even I didn't know that, there can be even bleeding, etc. And it's good to know that that is an area of concern and we can
Yeah.
identify it with sunburn as well. Could possibly be the
Yes.
best ways to sort of heal and smooth the sunburn that may have been caused?
Yeah, so once you know that it's a sunburn thing, we do not directly run to some store and apply a steroid cream, or even if it is the first line of treatment, let's not, what is burning, let's not just burn it even more. Like, because I said you'll
Right.
have cracks. So even if you drink water, it's going to burn. So in such conditions, it's important that you apply some jelly or some soothing lotion that will first
Hmm.
close it, or, entrap whatever the breach has happened. If it is breached like that, we do not want to put things into the breach.
Right.
First, I'd like to seal this breach
Right.
and then apply something on top. That
Right.
way, the penetration is more neater with no other ingredients that can cause allergy. We do not want to go in deeper and cause more allergies. So, prevent anything
Correct.
that's unnecessary ingredients in your lip masks or your lip scrubs to go directly into the damaged part. So, in such cases, I say
Correct.
the basic thing or the easiest thing in our country we can find, or anywhere we can find, is your petroleum jelly. So you can
Right.
just find a petroleum jelly with you and apply it. You can apply more thicker layers. The good part about is when you apply it, it doesn't cause any burning sensation. So
Right.
it'll just soothe it immediately. Cold
Right.
compress, yes, definitely helps. If it is really burning and it's hot, cold compress. Otherwise, petroleum jelly multiple times throughout the day if you apply. that sword or that cracked dryness part will become a little less and little softer. Doesn't mean it
Mm.
becomes softer, you peel it out, but just let it be.
Yeah.
Once it's become soft later in different ways.
Yeah.
You don't exfoliate or you don't want to rub it with scrubs. Once it becomes softer, just leave it and then you switch back to your regular lip balm. In spite of
Okay.
that, if you see redness, if you see water
Mm.
bubbles, or if you see
Mm.
burning, itching, which is uncontrollable, that's when you visit your dermat. And your dermat
Right.
can, if it is very severe angular or solar cheilitis, they can still give you
Mm.
a steroid cream. Now, steroids
Mm.
have a lot of categories in that. And
Mm.
those categories, you have to take the lowest form of the steroid because randomly applying something can cause more damage, which your dermat will
Mm.
decide. So apply it very
Mm.
little quantity, 1 2 days, three days max. It should be helpful because in the meanwhile, see the ointments are only taking care of the inflammation of the damage part, but here we're also parallelly have to work on what has broken and what has not, what has been damaged because of the sun, the open part, the cracked part, the
Correct.
flaky part. So पेट्रोलियम जेली लगाना है, जितने बार हो सकता है उतनी बार लगाना है, उसके साथ साथ ऑइंटमेंट भी लगाना है, so that will gel well and help us to treat well. The
Got
most
it.
important thing is
Okay.
hydration. Let's not forget water. Please drink lots and
Yeah.
lots of water. And when your sun damaged lips are there, do not peel it, do not exfoliate,
Mm.
and don't do any strange things because lips are more sensitive than anything else on your body. They don't even have a bone, so they're more sensitive. So please
Absolutely.
don't try to.
Great, great. That answers a lot. And just to understand, what is typically the duration of heal on an average? Like, I understand it is obviously dependent on the severity of the condition, but usually, how long does it take after somebody is taking precautions and they're sort of using an SPF? How long does it take to sort of get the soothing and the feeling of healing done?
Yeah, if it is milder one, it should be fixed in less than 24 to 48 hours. But by just
All right.
applying a petroleum jelly and you realized in one first day of your burn. If it is a little
Hmm.
moderate, it is going into cracking phase, it will take at
Hmm.
least 7 to 10 days. And if it's a
Got
little
it.
severe form, where it has crossed your vermilion border and gone up, and also the surrounding areas of the mouth is affected, you had water bubbles,
Yeah.
or it's oozing, or it's peeling, or it's like there's a lot of
Hmm.
pus coming out of it.
Hmm.
Such
Hmm.
conditions, it's going to take solidly 2 3 weeks for the damage to come down, to soothe down,
Hmm.
not like
Hmm.
complete fix. Once the damage
Of
soothes
course.
down,
Hmm.
sometimes once
Hmm.
it soothes down, we see it might have caused more deeper damage, it'll come out later. So those can
Hmm.
take some more time. But ideally, the worst case, 2 3 weeks of time is what I ask them to give to have a soothing effect post sunburn.
Understood. Understood. So, one of my last questions would be to you to answer also if is it very dangerous? Like a lot of times we get scared, right? When we hear sunburn, we get very, very scared. So, could you help us understand how dangerous it is, and in what cases it's dangerous, in what cases it's pretty normal and
Sorry.
usual when it comes to sun damage for us?
Yes. So yeah, as I said, sun damage to the lips is something that people tend to overlook, like because symptoms itself are presenting as dry lips. So
Hmm.
I don't say it's a very common thing that we see, but it can, maybe not mostly in India, but in other countries, skin cancer is more like most of them have it, but lip cancer is something that is not that less.
Hmm.
I don't say it's not that less uncommon, but again, the is
Yeah.
cancer because UVB rays are always carcinogenic and that can lead to cancer. Now that's the extreme part
Yeah.
of your sun damaged lips is what I'm looking at.
Right.
Otherwise, you
Right.
can also have a severe angular or elastosis, or the solar cheilitis, which I'm talking about. That
Right.
can become more severe. So
Hmm.
once it becomes severe, I have seen 2 or 3 cases which came up with a very thick yellow colored, honey colored crust like that on the lower lip. So we thought maybe she
Hmm.
bit something, or something got stuck,
Hmm.
and some infection, some vitiligo. We're only looking onto the infectious part, and then for some reason I was like, "What were you exposed to in the last 3 weeks?" That's the general question which I ask for all my patients. Like,
Hmm.
what was your
Yeah.
last 3 weeks like? And then they said, I
Hmm.
just was standing on a beach for 20 minutes. And I'm like, and
Oh.
nothing. I had my hat, I had my lip balm, I had everything. I'm using this lip balm with SPF, and I was just trying to tell him everything. But then, just to make sure that we do not miss a diagnosis, I tried
Yeah.
to take a smaller biopsy and we sent it, and it was showing that it was something that's related to a sun damage. And when I was trying to take the
Oh.
history, then she said, "Oh, this thing happened to me before." And now, because it is the third or fourth episode that she got it, the entire lips became
Oh.
contractured. This is carbon get दोनों भी lips. So she was not able to open her mouth to drink water, to talk. So that's one
Oh.
another type of severity that can. Again, these happen with a little chronic phase, not immediately that you
Of
get
course.
exposed to sun or something.
Right.
So
Right.
once your lips are turning pale,
So,
you understand the damage has started.
yeah. So, what is the level of SPF that you would say is usually the best to protect one's lips, at least minimum SPF that one should definitely look for?
Yeah, I usually say anything above 35, 40 is that.
Mm.
Anything below that is not going to do any justice either to face, also to lips, to any part of the skin. Like your lip balms
All
come
right.
with 10 SPF, and
Yeah.
some sunscreens come with 20 SPF. There's no point applying that. The thing
Mm.
is, we say 40 SPF and reapplication. Most of us don't even reapply. So at least one application of 40, both of it'll be sufficient, because 20 once application might not help
Yeah.
again. So
Right.
anything 35 plus, 40 plus is a good thing if you're looking at lip sunscreen. That'll be a
Got
good
it.
combination for.
Great. I think most of my questions are answered, and thank you so much for going through in so much detail.
I'm so
And
sorry.
I'm sure your patients are there, and even a lot of our consumers are there who would love to interact with you further. Anything that I can help
Yeah.
you
Can I
with?
ask? Yeah. I'm just trying to get the things that I also wanted to ask you about certain things. So since you
Sure,
have
sure.
come up with this pigmentation, anti-lip pigmentation kit, that's
Right.
innovative form, because I haven't seen that. So I just want to hear some brief, history about how it started and why did you even choose this topic to start your product line?
Sure. So it's one of my favorite things to talk about. It comes from my own personal experience, actually. I noticed that, I was
Okay.
doing so much for my face and I was doing so much for overall like body care, health, overall wellness. But my
Mm-hmm.
lips started getting darker as I aged, right? And I didn't know the reason for it. I'm not a very heavy user of makeup. I'm not too exposed to sun. It's like an average amount that any of us would go through, right? But still, there was a change
Yeah.
in the color of my lips. And like you said, most of us overlook it because, we don't realize it till it's really too pigmented or too dark or something
Or
extreme.
too
And
damaged.
that's
Yeah.
when uh, yeah, too damaged. And that's when I realized that, there isn't anything out there to actually give me a proper regime to take care of my lips. I have for my I have just a lip balm for my lips, but nothing beyond that. So that was the genesis of ALANNA, where we wanted to, become a specialized brand only into lip care. We wanted to make people aware of how,
Oh, okay.
rather than giving a generic product to use. So they are designed specifically, formulated specifically for certain results, and therefore the actives that you see in most of our products are actually for that.
It's actually a wonderful thing that you wanted to do something to yourself, and now that you know it's going to help a lot of people because you've seen good benefits through the product.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful
Yeah.
storyline to like start up for something, and to move ahead in that. It's like you're following your
Yeah.
treatment that's going to help others also follow your
Yeah.
way. That's
Thank
great to
you.
hear.
Yeah.
So, okay, so this entire thing, how long did it take for you to formulate and try and do it and know that it's working? How
More
long did it take
more than
on
more than
average?
8 to 10 months for us to actually come up with the
Oh,
product.
wow.
And we
Mm.
spent a lot of time in terms of trying to develop the formulations, getting them dermatologically tested, also trying to understand whether we can get some lab results to prove the efficacy that we are
Yes,
actually
that's
trying
there.
to,
Yes.
promise. I think that is very, very important that whatever you're promising to your consumers, you sort of deliver on that, right? Because
Yeah,
it's a trust at the end of the day. So we try to work very hard in terms of our formulation development and everything. So yeah, about 8 to 10 months of hard work, and then it came into the picture.
that's a long time to even stick and not giving up, because
Yeah.
like why we're trying this? Let's try some other products. You could have done that. And we
Yeah, I
sort of
guess
just
I
saw a
was very
relationship of
passionate.
between them.
Yeah, I
I
guess I
know,
was on a mission and
making
just
things
wanted
happen.
to, make a difference. So
So
that is
I tried
what kept me
the
going.
product that you have given me, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
actually good, especially the lip masks.
yeah,
Lip exfoliation is something that I did not take it seriously. I mean, I know we do, and then there's some Body Shop lip thing scrub, and I used to just scrub it off for the
yeah.
sake of it because I bought the product. I didn't want it to waste it, so I used to scrub randomly. When I saw the
Yeah,
kit, it's like so fancy, so many things are set, and you thought
yeah.
about the most, I think, aesthetic element was the lip brush, the exfoliator brush. I was like, it's such a fascinating tool to have. And I didn't see that coming up. And like you also had the bristles that will suit the lip, consistency and be harsh towards it. That's a very creative idea. I'm actually impressed with that.
Thank
And
you
they're also
so
very
much.
soft. Like the night
Yeah,
I thought usually I know I use the night lip masks. They do help,
yeah,
but the ones in the
yeah.
morning I thought it gets messy because I wore it under my
Okay.
lipstick. It's actually
Ah,
not like it's really smooth even in
ah.
the morning. It's like I didn't wear anything. So the
That's
entire lip
great.
mask range is a hit from my side as well about my
Oh,
reviews
great. Thank you so
because I've
much.
been using it. It's been more than a
So
month since
actually,
I'm
you were
using it, and
talking
it's
about that
actually good.
sealant, right? And that is what we
Yeah.
wanted to sort of do with the day lip
Yes.
that you use on top of it. And because it has peptides, so it will still treat your pigmentation. It won't really, cause further pigmentation
Yeah.
to your lips.
Yeah. That's
And
also there. It's helping the
yeah.
morning mask.
What did you think about the lip
Yeah, that's
wash
good.
though? Did you use that? Did you end up using the lip
Yeah,
wash
yeah,
that
lip
we sent
wash
you?
is very good. It's very subtle. It's just not at all harsh. And usually when I do a face wash, sometimes I feel my face is tighter. So I thought I was
Right.
for some reason, like not a negative thing, but some reason in our minds we have कि चलो पहले बार try करेंगे, मतलब कर रहे हैं तो कुछ भी हो
Correct.
सकता, just be prepared.
No, I completely respect
No.
that. This
And then
happens.
I
Yeah.
kind of used the brush bristles was smoother. So it not
Yeah.
actually make it tight or it doesn't make me dry. And again, we have a masks to take care of it. So the entire kit is a huge success, at least from my end, and I'm
Thank
glad.
you.
And I do recommend this to and it just some time back, like you were mentioning about this. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
Good. I think your video is a little bit cracking. I'm not sure if it's my Wi-Fi
Yeah.
or
I
yours.
think it's happening at my end as well. So maybe it's just the network issue. Uh,
Okay,
is it
okay.
better?
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's better now.
Yeah.
A few minutes ago, you were talking to me about what are my views about lip sunscreen. So I would like to
Yeah.
ask you the same. What do you think about a lip sunscreen since you put all of these lip cares in your thing?
Yeah. So actually, this is the first time that we decided to announce it that we're coming up with the first lip sunscreen, from ALANNA. And I think it's a crucial step to add to your lip care regime. Like you mentioned, sun. We usually have products for lip care which are from the West, right? And there the sun exposure is not much, unlike the exposure that we have in our country. And I feel that the products, like you rightly mentioned, most of the products are very low SPF and they don't give enough protection when it comes to protecting us from sun damage. And that is why
Yeah.
we do believe that having a good lip sunscreen with a potent SPF and nurturing ingredients as well that not only just protect you but also prevent any damage or anything that has happened and sort of help you restore that balance are very, very crucial. So yes, we are
Okay.
going to launch it by the end of this month, and that is something that we're very, very excited about over here. Yeah. Dr. Alekya, I think your video is rebooting.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
actually great, and I'll be
got you back.
waiting
Yes.
for the next
Yeah.
uh, launch that you're planning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we are actually very,
Is
very
everything
kicked
okay?
about it, and I'm so happy that we are sharing it for the first time over here.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
uh,
fine now.
I'm so sorry. There's some network issue going on.
No worries, no worries, no worries.
Huh?
Is it okay now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, great.
So,
Yes.
so I will just wait for the thing to launch, and please make sure that you send it to me first, because I'm a huge fan of
I will.
sunscreens in general. In general, if you just look at my page, I just don't stop talking about sunscreens, no matter what, or how many different ones and how many different shades. I just keep just any kind of oral sunscreen, topical sunscreen. Lip sunscreen is something really fascinating for me to try. Like, is it a particular lip sunscreen? Otherwise, they say use a lip balm and apply. And so now lip sunscreen specifically
Yeah.
is I'm really.
I'm happy, and you'll be the
One
first
more
one
thing,
to
like
have it.
this is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So this is something that you're going to help us protect from the sun damage, the lip sunscreen, right?
Yes.
Any products that are there that will prevent the sun damage or help us get healed from the sun damaged lips, just in case
Yeah.
someone wants to look for it.
Yeah, so the night, so basically, if you see all the products that we have, they have certain ingredients that are very, very good antioxidants, right? And they help to sort of help to give that kind of oxygenated effect and sort of rebreathe and regenerate our lips. The night lip butter mask particularly has plant retinoid, which is peacoxy seed oil, and it also has tripeptides, right, along with your wheat germ oil and olive squalene, all the nurturing ingredients that sort of help your lips to recover from any damage or exposure of free radicals that they might have gone through the entire day, or any friction as
Okay.
well, and soothe your lips completely so that you wake up with healed and soft lips in the morning. So that is the attempt. Obviously,
Okay. And
sunscreen. So we
this
also
is
want
like
that the
for
damage
the
be
sun
less.
damage in the initial stages, or
Yeah. So this is
is this the
basically
sunscreen? Is this the from initial stages?
they have already got the darkness around their mouth corners, also permanent lines around the area here, the cupid bow, and which is why we feel that the recovery takes a little longer. But if you have like a proper routine in place, then it definitely helps.
Hmm. Okay. So you said there are antioxidants. Is there anything else like an anti-inflammatory or
We have
any
ferulic
steroid
acid.
or?
We have a ferulic acid in our lip wash. We also have the alpha arbutin in our lip wash for women. We do have in the sunscreen. We plan to have vitamin C. That will help in
Hmm.
terms of the brightening impact as well.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So, and how long should we use the product like?
So the sunscreen would obviously be something that you have to use. For the entire lip pigmentation results, we
Forever.
usually recommend, it depends on your stage of pigmentation. So we, at our end, have divided the stages of
Okay.
pigmentation into 6 levels, and we study them quite deeply. We've usually noticed that mentioned, right, as well. So it starts around the corner and then it goes on the upper lip more. And you will have a lot of people who will have uneven lip tones, where their upper lip would be more darker than their lower lip. And then it spreads even further on their lower lip outlines, getting darker and then gradually getting covered up. So it depends on the level of pigmentation. It varies from somewhere even about 3 to 4 weeks to about, it may take about 5 to 6 months as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so is it like over the counter drug or how does?
We do, so it's an over-the-counter product. People can purchase it outright, but we do have a lot of dermats who love our products and they've been very generous to also place them at their clinics and they recommend it to their patients and it is also sold through
Okay. That's better because we always have some dermats checking on the product and that actually helps with
them.
the product going long.
Yes,
And
absolutely. And I think if they are seeing it as a good product, then it makes all the difference, right?
yes. And is there anything like you have good list and amount of products in your site, right? So is there anything that
Yeah.
of your favorite from among all that you would want to pick from your
Uh,
products?
yeah, I think it's the lip wash because lip
Lip
wash
wash.
was
Ah, that's why you asked
I've
me the
put my
question.
heart
What is
and
your
soul.
opinion about it?
Yeah, I've put my heart and soul in that product, and I feel
Okay.
that there was nothing to clean my lips, right? And
Yeah. We usually clean with our face washes. That's what we do.
yeah, and then you would have these matte lipsticks that go, and you would really struggle in terms of getting it, and even the dirt and grime, right? So that product is pretty close to my heart, and I feel that it's something which is unique and innovative, and it's not there anywhere in the world, in fact.
Yeah, it's actually a very good thing. Lip wash is something that coming from any company because wash has a
Yeah.
micellar water, we just cleanse and then double wash. So we're always like wash. So this particular
Yeah.
lip wash is something that was very innovative, as I said. And
Yeah.
also the after effect of the lip wash is actually very smooth. It doesn't make your lips feel like, you just did something or exfoliated or feel tingy or tight like that. So that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite products too. And I like the day
Yeah.
mask more
Yeah, I know.
because it
That's
helps me
actually
have a
your
smoother, like when I'm applying lipstick
yes. So it's actually one of the
for
favorites
my lipstick.
overall, the Day Lip Butter Mask. And the lip wash, the reason why it does not give you the dryness feel is because it has lactobionic acid that we use, right? And it gives that post-wash hydration feel to you.
Mm,
So it gives that peel-off effect, which helps to get rid of your dead
yeah.
cells, but it also boosts hydration on your lips. So, like I said,
Yes,
we really study hard on our ingredients and then try to play the
I know,
combination so
I
that we
know,
give the best, to the consumers. And it should be an
I know.
effective product. So, is it okay if we take just a few questions because we have limited time? So,
Yeah,
we can
okay,
take a
sure.
few from the audience. Okay,
There's
so there
something
is
stuck on
Scribble
my
with me
video. Just
15. Yeah, yeah, sure. I'll ask the question out to you if that's okay. I think she will be joining back. Just one second, guys. Hi, guys. Yes, we have
Hi,
you
I'm
back.
so sorry.
Great.
There was some kind
No
of
worries. No problem at
glitch.
all. So I will
Yeah,
just read out the
yeah.
questions to you if that's okay, and then you can pick them up because I think most of them are addressed
Yes,
to
please.
you. So there is one which is saying, "Hey, I have
Yes.
quite dark lips and I got peeling and laser done, but nothing helped. Can you please advise?" Okay, it's saying if the lip kit would help, but I think you can take up as to what could be the reason why the laser did not help,
Yeah,
and
if
then
you're
I can
having
take that up.
if you're yeah, if you're having dark lips, there are first thing you need to identify what is the cause of your dark lips. It could be internal, it could be external. External is something that didn't suit you, like your makeup or your lipstick products or your lip liner, even your own micellar water which you have not used, like a proper product which has been expired or near expiry, or the cap was open and the product was, the qualities was changed. Anything external could be one of the reason if you had a sudden or like an acute phase of change of pigmentation around your mouth. Otherwise, if it is internal, we're looking at vitamins, especially vitamin B12 deficiency makes a major difference when you are
Yes.
trying to fix the dark lips. So what happens sometimes, I only just give B12 supplements and everything else, and they come back with really good change. So I want you
Right.
to check that once. And
Yeah.
also familial, some families have this some hereditary cases are there where patients have dark lips on the corners. That's like a common thing in some families. That's like a least thing, but still let's consider that, because you're saying lasers also didn't help. If lasers didn't
Yeah.
help, lasers are something there. Now maybe the laser is removing the pigment, but it's reforming again because of certain thing, and we need to understand why is it reforming. As I said, consider these internal external causes, try to understand and eliminate and fix. If you cannot, definitely visit a dermat for more details to understand about the causes. And regarding the pigmentation kit, I think you should be the right one to speak.
Yeah, yeah. So, like Dr. Alekya rightly mentioned, intrinsic is when you have either an iron deficiency or a B12 deficiency. These two are usually the root causes. It could also be in hormonal imbalance if you're pregnant or if you've just had a baby. Sometimes even that causes it. Sun damage, like we've just been mentioning on this particular, session, is another very big cause. Caffeine drinking can also be a cause. So, which is why we always, this is something that I suggest to most of my customers, that yes, you can get all the treatments done, but if you don't have a proper care routine, then the treatments will probably get you rid of
Yes.
the pigmentation temporarily, but it will eventually form again. So it's very, very important
Yeah.
to have a care routine. And which is why we exist. We want to give you, a lip care kit, which actually helps you with your daily lip care. And it helps you to consistently manage healthy lips and not just a one time, case.
Yeah.
So hope that answers. The other question is using SPF 50 safe for my lips or not?
Using 50 SPF on lips, it is okay. Anything above 40 is still considered okay. Just make sure the brand of sunscreen that you're using does not have any irritants that can possibly irritate you, the
Yes,
consistency, because if it is on the lips, you are having your daily meals, having your sips of coffee and all that. You do not want the product to go inside and cause any other changes that you do not want inside your body. So make sure the
correct.
product is right, but SPF should be still okay.
Yes, correct. Great. And adding to that, check that your
Sorry.
products that you're using on your lips are lip safe or not, because that is something that we ensure. All the colors that you see in our products are food grade. We use products, ingredients that are food grade, just so that even if you intake them, they don't cause any toxicity or harm in your body.
Mm.
So ensure that your sunscreens are also lip safe and they're tested dermatologically. I think that should be fine.
Just one more question. Is it possible to
Yeah.
treat hereditary dark lips, because I got
Mm,
myself tested and everything is okay? Yeah, as I
mm,
said, hereditary thing is common.
mm.
Now we have this perception that the browner skin people are born with darker lips. It need not be like that. And if you are born with that, there's always a way to correction. That's why dermatology has evolved so much, that everything that we thought there was no solution to and people were having so much of stigma, now it's actually helping them to become more better, feel more
Right.
confident because of the technology available. So even in this condition, if you think it's hereditary, how dark are your lips? We can do something like, you can give a daily lip care routine pack and you start taking care of the lips. Pigmentation, something can always be reduced. If it is not zero, but reduced. Again, all of us have dual shade lips. Upper ones are a little darker than the lower ones, which is a very common thing. But how dark and what is the shade difference? All that matters. So I cannot say yes, it's possible for sure, but I can say possibility of making it lighter than what it is. If you work towards it, it might still take time, because there, since you're born, so it might take some time, but I don't think it's impossible for us to work on it. This is for Scribble with Me 15
Yes.
user.
Yeah. Yeah. No, great. I think that's exactly what even we recommend, and it's actually come from a knowledge base of you guys only, all the doormats out there. So yeah, I think that sums up all the questions that we had. Thank you so much, Dr. Alekya, for this wonderful,
Thank
wonderful
you.
session, and we hope to have you for more such enlightening sessions in the
Yes,
future.
Yes,
And
sure.
you will be the first one to get the sunscreen from us, and we'll be happily and excitedly waiting for your feedback on it and how we can
Yeah,
give the
sure.
best version of it to our consumers. Yes, and
Yes,
thank
sure.
you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone who
Thank you.
joined in for the session, and we would
Yeah.
conduct many more such informative sessions for you all. Take care. Yeah, bye
Thank
bye.
you so much for taking me in. Nice talking to you. Hope to do more lives with you.
Yes,
I'll see you again.
absolutely.
Please take
Yes.
care. Bye.
See you.
Thank you,
Take care,
everybody, for
Dr.
joining
Alekya.
too. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.